Hello. Good morning or good afternoon, depends on where you are. For me, it's afternoon. I don't know if you can hear my voice is a little raspy, and it's because I'm starting to get a little sick. And I think it's payback for not going to bed early or on time ever since I've been here. I've been here a month. So I woke up this morning kind of mucousy and in pain, and I feel terrible. And it's my fault. So I'll get into that later. But yesterday I did say that I was going to touch on destiny, and I touched on it a little bit, gave kind of like the prelude yesterday, and so I'm going to continue that now, and then I'm going to get into self. So in regards to destiny, I feel like a lot of times, especially if you don't believe in fate, a lot of people don't necessarily believe in destiny. Then there are also those who do. That's common for anything. But I feel like there is destiny, and I feel like are a lot of times things that fall into place that get us from one place to the next. And an example of that would be, the thing I explained yesterday, where when my teacher suggested, you know, being a lawyer or going into law. And then someone at my school also sent me an email about a law school program. And I thought maybe the two were connected. Maybe they spoke to one another, and it turns out they didn't. They both just sent me an email about the same thing at the same time, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so I have to, after this, kind of get myself together and get all the papers I need to write written, or at least attempt to really start them. I have to do personal statements for applications, and I have to, do my work for here. So I need to get on the ground. I need to focus. But back to the subject at hand. Um, Destiny. A lot of times we question the places we've brought ourselves. We question the decisions we made. We question the places we felt were okay for us. And it's not good, even though it's easier to question things, even though it's easier to say what if, and what would have happened if I did this, or how would things be if I made that decision. And we always do that a lot, but it's not for the better. And the best thing to do, even though it's not always the easiest thing, is to accept the decisions made and try to look at how they impact your life and how they brought you to where you were. Like some days I'm not necessarily happy about going to the college that I went to, not because it's a horrible place, but because socially I haven't blossomed. Socially I've kind of become more withdrawn, and I've crinkled like a little, I don't know, dying flower. That's not a good look. But I'm kind of blossoming more, so I mean that's a good start. But when I look back over my overall college experience, it's not like, oh, these are the best 4 years of my life, like everyone else says. These have not been the best 4 years, but they've also been years of growth. And if I had to compare having major fun and being a party animal and growing as a person and attempting to grow mentally, I wouldn't really trade that at all. And to say, oh, well, what if I went to a different school? And it also makes me question, would I have ended up here in England? Would I have met some of the people that I've met while here in England? And so that's why there's not necessarily a point in saying what if, and how things would have been different if I didn't make these choices. And sometimes when we're young, we do things that hurt ourselves. We do things that impact us greatly. But if you can sit down and say, I'm a more mature person because of what I've done, if you could sit down and say, I'm a greater person, I'm a better person, or I'm more apt to understand people's feelings, then regardless of the pain that you had to go through, it serves a better purpose. And the goal is to always remain positive about the better purpose being served. So, destiny. Don't question the choices you made. Don't say, what if, oh man, this could have been different. I wish I didn't do that. It's easier for me to tell you don't say it. I do it sometimes too, but the goal is to kind of bring yourself back in full circle and say, alright, well, what if I didn't do it? This is how things might have been, but I'll never know because I did it, so let me deal with it right now. You know? So, second topic, self. And I'm going to talk about self because I'm starting to get sick, as you can hear. But, I haven't been taking care of myself. Like, I've been trying to take my vitamins, but I haven't really been exercising. I haven't been eating well. I haven't been sleeping well at all. Since I've been here, I haven't gone to bed before 2 a.m. except for yesterday. And I think yesterday was when it hit me because my body was like, oh, now you decide to go to bed early. I'm not playing these games. So I woke up with stuffy nose and all this sniffling stuff going on. But, You have to take care of yourself. And I understand that a lot of times we want our significant others to do so, and it's fun to have someone take care of you, but you have to take care of yourself. You only have one life, you only have one body, and it's your responsibility. At the end of the day, people come and go in and out of your life, significant others come and go, parents come and go, God forbid, but they do. And none of them, when they leave, or whether they stay or when they leave, they're not going to be here to take care of you, and it's not their role to take care of you. And if you sit there and you don't do what you need to do for self and you destroy self, it's no one's fault but your own, and it's no one's responsibility but your own. And so me sitting here like, oh, I'm going to stay up, I'm going to be there all night, I'm not going to do what I need to do, I'm going to go to bed at 2 a.m. every morning and then try to go to a 9 o'clock class. It's why I'm in pain right now. It's why, you know, my nose is feeling gross. It's why the back of my throat feels gross. It's my fault, and I understand that. And so I'm going to have to take this as a wake-up call and really attempt to take care of self. And not only the same way I blogged about loving self, but they go hand in hand. When you love yourself, you also have to take care of yourself. And to take care of yourself, you have to love yourself. And if I said, oh, you know, I'm sick, it'll get better soon, whatever, it could possibly get worse. Simply because I'm not taking the initiative to say, alright, this is a sign I need to take care of myself, you know? So, I've got my Dayquil, NyQuil on deck for my ACL movie. And I have to get my work done. I have a lot of paperwork and stuff that I need to do, so I need to buckle down and take care of self. So, remember, everything falls into place for a reason. All the chips that we stack, whether we stack them with a set purpose or not, aren't always going to go how we plan. And I applied to a multitude of schools when it came time for getting ready for college, and I made my decision more so based on financial aid than based on, you know, where my heart was. But maybe I needed a small start to get to a bigger place. I'm in a bigger place right now, but yeah. And so the scripture of the day from my Joel Osteen calendar is, be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Honor one another above yourselves. Romans 12:10. And it's kind of funny because my mother sent me an email yesterday, and it pretty much said, you know, tell everybody that you love them, because, you know, if you die tomorrow, do the people around you know that you love them? You know, do the people around you know how you truly feel about them? And if you die tomorrow, is it too late? And so, someone I know, I said to him, I love you. And he's like, you're crazy. You don't know me to love me. And I'm like, I do. And he's like, well, I hope you know I don't feel the same way. And that's not the purpose of love. You don't have to feel the same way about me. You don't have to love me. You don't have to like me. You don't even have to like looking at my face right now. You don't. But the purpose is that you need to find the good in people. You need to find what makes them worth it. What makes them worth the place they have in your life. And whether they suck, whether they stink, whether they aren't necessarily the greatest friends, if they're worthy of you keeping them around, then you have to tell them how you feel about them. You have to show them love, and you have to let them know that you love them. And so I try to be conscious of that and things like that. And I try to tell the people that are really close to me that I love them on almost a daily basis. And it's not because I'm crazy, but it's because you have to love the ones who love you. Not always, because sometimes people love you and you don't love them back. But you have to love those who love you and care about you and do right by you and consider you and have your best interest at heart. You have to really love the people who care, who believe in you, who push you forward, who give you positive energy, who give you motivation. And even if you're not sure if it's love, even if you gotta say, I love you like a friend, I love you like a sister or brother, say it. What's the harm in it? Even if they don't feel the same way, that's not the purpose. It's the same thing with giving. You know, if I give you my love, you don't necessarily have to give it back. It would feel nice if you gave it back, but that's not what the purpose is. So, destiny. Things happen for a reason. Don't question them too much. Don't say what if, what had a, who would have. None of it is important at the end of the day, because decisions were made. They can't be taken back. We can't go back in time. This is not the future. This is not one of these unrealistic movies. Second, love self. Take care of self. Do right by self. You only have one body. You only have one self.